Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Hacking Self Storage. I'm your host, Dean Booty. So today we are on Fridays. I like to just, give some, what do I call it? Let's have a look, see what I call it on here. It just says Friday shows for Hacking Self Storage. So anyway, I like to give a little tip, little hint, just something I've learned and something I've been reading about, just put it to practice with self storage. If I can help, if I can educate, if it helps anybody else, then ultimately it's doing a great job. So thank you very much for all the kind messages, by the way. I am trying to get bloody better at replying to everybody. So bear with me. I will get better. I really do read them all. I appreciate all the comments. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. So today I want to talk to you about something that I was talking to somebody in America about. And he was saying that so many people all they do is talk about the occupancy. And the occupancy is a vanity number. It's a vanity metrics. It doesn't matter. It's almost like, it's like when I was talking to an accountant the other day, and they was talking about revenue. Revenue doesn't matter either. It's all about profit. I mean, in general businesses, revenue doesn't matter. It's about profit. Revenue does matter in self-storage. It's not because there's not a lot of expense. I don't want to, basically, obviously, the more we take, the more it helps our bottom line because we've got the fixed costs at the bottom. So they don't really move. And the more people we move in, it's not, the more revenue we get, it doesn't mean that, normally the more revenue we get, the more profit we get because we've got that fixed cost there. So if we take an extra 10% more, then that filters down to our profit. So I don't mean that revenue doesn't matter in self-storage because it massively does. And obviously revenue matters to a certain degree in other businesses, but it's not in most businesses, you shouldn't be looking at revenue. It's your profit. It's how much of that you're keeping. But really, it's not even about that either, because you can be a profitable business and you can be in cash flow problems. With self-storage, that is the big problem that we have in self-storage, is that we know we're a profitable business. We know we're a profitable industry. Of course we are. But the problem is cash flow. The problem what we have is cash flow. So yes, I mean, what that Dan Bradbury's book about revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, and cash flow is king. Love that. Revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, but cash flow is king. Great. Dan Bradbury, absolutely. 100%. So it's really the cash flow that matters the most in self-storage. The cash flow for us matter. But what I really wanted to talk to you about is that people go around and in these conferences in America and they talk about the occupancy. What's your occupancy? Oh, we're 80-something%. Who gives a shit about the occupancy? It doesn't matter. It's a vanity metrics. And we've just got to make sure that we are aware of that. We've got to make sure that we don't fall down that chute of just focusing on our occupancy, because the occupancy doesn't matter. Number one, first and foremost, is how much cash are we taking? What is our revenue? That is what I'm bothered about. I'm not bothered about, just one second, buddy. I'm not bothered. It's my son just coming in. I'm not bothered about our occupancy. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant to some degree. But the one thing I am interested in, the one thing that I need to see progression, I need to see it going the trajectory in the right direction, and that is the revenue. That is the cash flow. And so the occupancy, please don't fall into the trap of thinking that occupancy is all that matters, because it doesn't. It's a vanity metrics. Isn't that right, Zach?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
We're talking on a self-storage podcast now. This is a self-storage podcast one now, and we're talking about occupancy, how many units have been taken. And it doesn't really matter. All that matters is how much money you take, how much cash you take, how much revenue you got coming in. That's what matters.
It don't matter if everyone takes you've been what they call
the units.
Yeah, because it don't matter. If you have money, you can buy some.
Yeah, we might need to discuss that, me and Zach, off air. Sorry about that, guys. So you love these podcasts, don't you, buddy? Oh, he's not a big fan of them. So basically, yeah, don't fall in the trap of occupancy. Me and Zach now are going outside and playing football. So occupancy, it matters to a certain degree, but don't fall in the trap thinking that's the biggest metrics that matters, because it doesn't. It's all a vanity metrics is the occupancy. We need to make sure we're focused on the revenue and the cash flow and obviously the profitability. So that is what you as a manager, as an owner should be focusing on. It's about the revenue, how much money we're taking. That's what matters, not the occupancy. If you notice our occupancy has actually gone down. However, it hasn't really affected the cash flow because our revenue management systems are in place. And so therefore, it doesn't matter about the occupancy so much because we're still stable at the revenue targets. The revenue targets, that's the number one metrics that we look at, the KPI. So don't be one of those people who fall down that trap and think about occupancy, because ultimately it's not the occupancy that matters. It's the cash in your till. It's the cash in your bank. It's the revenue that you take. And the occupancy, it's a driver, it's a factor, but we don't focus on that. We've got to focus on maximizing the revenue. All right, my friends, thank you very much for listening. Zach, have you got anything left to add on this Friday? It's Friday. We're actually recording this on Sunday, but it's going to be Friday when this comes out. Have you got anything left to add, buddy? Any words of wisdom? No. Okay. Just say, have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend, guys, girls. Thank you so much. See you later. Do you want to say bye, Zach?
Bye.
See you later, dudes. Thank you very much for listening. I love it and I appreciate you. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.